beautiful, Taurus. So I'm just digesting your reading and unpacking it. I'm like, okay. Now, number one, the one thing I do see coming through for you in the month of October, stay tuned. There may be additionals because we are tweaking the YouTube energy of what I provide to you guys here on YouTube. So stay tuned. What I'm seeing at the moment is there might have been a lot of exhaustion last month, really moving into October. I feel some of you are trying to find a way to balance everything, okay? And you may have this instinctual feeling that something is shifting. I'm hearing the term too much of a good thing, and you're going to know what this is. It could be that you're wanting a lot more. You're needing a lot more. You have too much on your plate, because I'm really picking this card as not so much overindulgence. It could also be where you've been critical on yourself. But again, that is going to shift. And I would pre-warn you by mid-month, come through and do get your updates, because we are going to cover it astrologically and have all the PDFs for the eclipses, which are going to hit your chart quite heavily. For you, I feel this Neptunian energy. You may need to hydrate. You could feel really worn out. You could be thinking, okay, how do I deal with everything and how do I unpack it? There could be these emotions, and you're wanting to have so much more than what you currently have right now. Some of you could be very comfortable and thinking where you stand is where it's going to remain. And I do see a shift. We do have almost with your crowning energy, we have thunder drum, but it's in reverse. And my guides were showing me it may not necessarily be something you can see right now. But to trust your instincts and don't be overzealous. That's what they're saying. Let's get into it and see why this is so in the mix of things. There could be some troubles that you're currently dealing with, either in a contract or a partnership. It could be that you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, let me really tap into this. Let me unpack this. Is this something that's working for me? I also feel something to do with your schedule is shifting. And you feel like you want to shake off the cobwebs. So Halloween, it's like shake the cobwebs off and get into that vibe where you can feel that it's more in alignment and conducive for love. This can be a very passionate time for you. You can be very determined to actually achieve quite a bit. And it could be this like PDF that guy is giving to you and suddenly you're going in. The thing that you may need to be wary of is I do see, and I'm going to jump straight to the outcome. You're getting the Star card, right? But be careful what you're manifesting, because it could be a little bit too much. Now, if this is a job and your schedule and you're saying, gee, I feel the key to this circumstance could be very critical depending on where it's linking to for you. I am seeing for some of you, it's love, it's balancing, it's harmonizing, and it's working out when these changes are coming. And I do feel it's by mid-month, you'll already feel the rumbles of this huge change, which can be fantastic. But you may be tired by the time you get to what you're doing, okay? I also feel it could be like allowing yourself to have these great things, ushering these things back in. Some of you do have two paths. It could be a left or a right. It might be between two direct situations. It could be to do with career and love, or it is directly two people, two paths. Now, does it have to be that there's two romantic interests? Not necessarily. Guides do tend to describe the situation quite cryptically. It could be a healing of what the past used to be versus what it is now and trying to unpack such. But for some of you, yes, that could be two direct paths. I'm hearing, look, you could be getting some advice. This can be coming through from a guide. It may be a loved one that passed over, which is a male energy. It also could be an expectation that you're holding for yourself. But I directly feel for some of you, this is a male energy giving you advice. And it could be in relation to something. Those of you that, how can I place it? When we have loved one that passed over, generally, especially if it is somebody that was very connected to us, and we are really struggling and we're asking our guides and we're wishing they were here, usually it comes through in your memory system of how they would provide advice for you. And it's almost like, that nagging parenting energy that is sort of this is what they would say, this is the tone they've taken. Generally, it comes to you in a psychic download in that way. So my guides were asking me to explain that to you. For some of you, it can be happening in the kitchen when you're thinking it. They've just confirmed that. So if you are struggling and I do feel you're second guessing yourself, but I do feel to be very careful about how you are dealing with your stress levels and how you are socializing. I also feel be careful around a friend. There could be a friend that you're confining in. They may actually spring a leak. You'll know. You'll know if it is yay or no, if it's trustworthy. But it could be that you're sharing something that you're really struggling with. It doesn't have to be that this person's negative. For some, it can be just that you're leaning on this energy through moral support. But it can be where we get that frustration point. It's like something has to give. I need to address this. I've been talking about it, but, what do I do? So for some of you, it is just that. I do feel that you're being, I feel near the Aries moon. They're making reference to the Aries moon. Any indecisions is really going to come up. Any insecurities and feelings towards, okay, is it going to be okay? Do I move into this? How do I articulate what I'm feeling? I do feel effective about what these directional things are. I especially feel for those of you that are single, you're going to have two roads. And neither one is bad. I honestly feel that. So please try and trust the process. But there feels to be an exciting new beginning. Some of you will directly make a very critical decision. What is this to do with, please? Some of you are scared that if you make a decision, you may regret it. So ask yourself this. Is it because I am wanting to know the safest cloud to land on? Nothing in life is ever assured, but it's a journey, and it's really what will take you to your bliss. So it's like you're looking at what's going to be more dependable, and you're really battling inside yourself at the moment about what that is and what the value is and if it's going to match. It can also be to do with your safety and wellness at the moment. Whatever this is, I do feel you're going to meditate on it. I do feel you're going to communicate with a friend. Your guides are directly coming in and they're trying to give you some support with this. I do feel some of you are actually going to land quite a good job. And I do feel it can be bringing abundance. It's going to turn you in a different direction. For some of you, you might need to get a car. This can be a change of a vehicle. I do feel you're going to have some, it's like we're having ebbs and flows of goods and bads, but I feel your outcome is the Star card, and I'm going to pull a clarifier on the Ten of Wands. And look, it could be that you've got a lot of bills coming in and you're going, how am I going to do this? How do we merge this ship between two worlds? What I do get is it's more fatigue on the other side and then unpacking it after you've had such great news. I feel it could be quite emotional. And they're also saying be open to letting other people help you. Yeah. Some of you move. This is big change. Hold on to your hats because, I feel you've been unpacking it for a bit. I feel the major decision is made this month. I don't feel you're surprised by it because it's something you're already aware of. I feel all these things are going to be like a domino effect. They're going to fall into place. It can feel a little bit emotional by mid-month. I will check back with you guys. Good luck, and I wish you the very best.